All right, everybody, I am back for a brand new DC update. And James Gunn came out on Instagram and on Threads, and he posted this really bizarre photo. Well, I wouldn't say the photo itself was bizarre. It's actually a pretty cool photo. But then he had to put some bizarre comments on there. And what's funny is I'm going to show you the actual picture from Threads, but he also posted it on Instagram. And then we're going to look at what he told somebody on Instagram. And it's just, again, it just goes to show you who James Gunn is. And that's what we're going to start with. We have a couple of photos to look at here today. Now, let's jump in. All right, guys, so we're going to jump in here today and take a look at what James Gunn posted. And this was his post on Threads. Now, he also posted this on Instagram, and everything on Threads was pretty clean. But we're going to take a look at what he posted on his Instagram account when somebody asked him a question. Well, actually made a comment about the size of Superman here. But James Gunn said, unexpected start gift at Swarovski Superman. Says, like the Mego action figure I had as a kid, only crystal. That is actually a pretty cool figure, but I wish the crystal part with the head and the hands would be, colored differently. But that's a pretty cool photo. It seems pretty innocent. But let's see what he said on his Instagram account. Somebody said, thank you for including bananas for scale. And they were in the background here. And this was James Gunn's response. And there were a lot of comments made, and this photo was posted everywhere, and everybody was talking about these comments. When you know James Gunn and his past and his previous tweets that he did years ago that actually got him fired from Marvel and from Disney, yeah, this is very weird. He said, I think he's protecting those bananas from my mouth. What an odd response. There are many other ways he could have worded that. And you could see that the people below were like, what the heck was he talking about? So that is just a bizarre way to respond to somebody mentioning that. It's just weird, guys. Now, on the note of action figures, back when this McFarlane Toys Batman vs. Superman Batman was released, remember how it sold out in minutes? Well, it is now available on Amazon. And I am going to leave an affiliate link for this figure in the description of my video. And so anybody who's interested in this and wants to get their hands on it, it is available on Amazon. And anybody who purchases from that link, it will help out my channel. So that is an affiliate link, and it's not going to cost you anything extra, but it does go to help my channel as well. So I do appreciate all the support. So anybody who's interested in picking that up, now is the time to go get them. Now, today I was out and about at Target and saw that all the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom toys were on clearance, pretty big clearance. In fact, this figure is on sale. It was on sale for $9.99, and I decided to pick it up because I didn't have an Aquaman from the DCEU in the Aquaman suit, and I wanted to include it. But I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see this on the next picture, and I think this is one of the worst McFarlane figures they've released. This really does not look a whole lot like Jason Momoa, and it just looks like a cheap, the toy looks very cheap. But I wanted to add this to my collection of the DCEU characters that I do have, and so it'll go nice with my collection, but this was by no means a great-looking figure. Now, the back of the box actually had some cool artwork on it, but the figure looks nowhere near that good. So James Gunn did come out and confirm, and I did see this on Threads, that Superman will be shot entirely in IMAX, which means it's going to have that same aspect ratio of what Zack Snyder's Justice League did. But I'm just hoping when they release it on home video that they do give us the IMAX version, because when they release it in regular theaters, it is going to have the top and the bottom of the image cut off to get that 2.35 to 1 or 1.66 to 1 ratio. So it is very different from the IMAX, which is almost square. But this was, pretty much something that was started for superhero films back when Nolan was doing the Batman trilogy. And it's nice to see that the filmmakers are continuing that tradition. It is much better when it is filmed on IMAX. It's pretty cool. Now, James Gunn came out and started to talk about the new 52 series of comics that came out, over the last decade. And I will tell you that this, I think the new 52 is the most talked about comic series out of everything that DC has done to reboot time and time again over the last, 8 to 10 years. This one was the most well received. And these were the books that James Gunn liked. Batman by Scott Snyder, which for me, I've been reading Batman now since 1987, and this is one of my favorite runs of Batman. Scott Snyder, I think, hit it out of the park and did a great job with that Batman run. It was a lot of fun to read, and it was really well done, so I enjoyed that. He talked about Action Comics by Grant Morrison, Wonder Woman by Azzarello, Suicide Squad by Adam Glass, Animal Man by Lemire, Batgirl by Gail Simone, and Red Hood and the Outlaws by Lobdell. So I never read any of those, to be honest with you. I read some of the Action Comics, but I don't know that I read the Grant Morrison run. And I'm not a fan of Grant Morrison, so I probably stayed away from it. But I am very familiar with that Batman run, and it was good. Now, Sammy posted this on Twitter, and this is so true. And this is one of those things that just reminds you that Warner Brothers had gold, and they walked away from it. She said, remember that time Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer became their second most watched trailer ever after only just 24 hours, beating other movies like The Batman and Dune, restore the Snyderverse. Yep, what's on HBO Max? The actual post said, Snyder Cut trailer has become the second most viewed Warner Brothers trailer ever in the first 24 hours, with 24.9 million across all official accounts on social media, beating the Batman's 22 million and the Dune 20.8 million, only behind Godzilla vs. Kong, which had 25.6 million. That is pretty astounding. And for people to say that there was no interest in what Zack Snyder was doing and the whole DCU, you are mistaken. And that's when their stocks hit a historic high. I showed that in a previous video. And for them to just walk away from that gold is just mind-boggling. This is one of the most recent posts by James Gunn on Threads. Now, what he's got here is a picture of 4 picture boxes. And he said, this is Superman. Boxes of all my shots on hand-drawn index cards. So he plans out the whole movie and has a lot of index cards with every shot on there. I also like that Superman cup there in the front. I just hope he does this movie justice. I have very big fears still, and I hope that it's good, but I just don't know that he's going to be able to pull it off. So the biggest bit of news that was making the rounds all over social media for the past 24 hours is that the Titans are getting a live-action film. Teen Titans are a go at DC Studios. And this has been confirmed, and it's very strange that they're starting one of the first projects with them. And I understand that James Gunn is doing an already established universe, but I think it's too soon to do something like this if you're not giving people your core characters. I mean, I want to see a Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman movie. Outside of Batman versus Superman, I want to see a Trinity film. I want to see a Batman, Superman team-up film. But instead, they're giving us all these weird, projects that are definitely going to be interesting and are going to be, definitely hit a certain group of fans, but not the mainstream audience. And I just don't think this would be very profitable right out of the gate. But it's what they're deciding to do, and we may never even get to this. If they do end up getting sold sometime in April, everything could change, and these plans may never come to fruition. But we will find out shortly. All right, guys, so there you go. That's all the news I have from the last 24 hours. There wasn't a whole lot going on, just James Gunn confirming a few things like the IMAX, posting that Superman photo, and also the shots on the index cards. I am going to leave a link to that Batman, so anybody who's interested in purchasing that, not only does it help out my channel, but you can pick up, that character while it is available, because it won't be available forever. These waves come and go pretty quickly. So if you haven't jumped on it already, you're going to want to take advantage of that. All right, guys, I do appreciate all of the support. We will see you on the next video.